Hi, today we're going to look at a stretch for the psoas muscle. It's one that I like to call the hockey ball psoas stretch, because we're actually going to use the hockey ball to aid us in that stretch. Now, the psoas muscle is a muscle that connects the lumbar spine to the front of the hip, okay? Also known as a hip flexor. When we have lots of sitting, especially traveling to away games or things like that, where we're stuck in a car for a little bit of time, this muscle can shorten. Not only that, speaking in the overall terms, when we spend lots of time playing hockey, because we're always in that little bent hip position, because we play with, as you can see in the background, a short stick so that we can't stand upright, those hip flexors are already shortened. So the psoas muscle takes a fair bit of abuse during hockey, so it's one we have to look after. Now, what it can cause when that psoas muscle shortens and gets tightened is a anterior hip tilt. That's where our hips will sort of tilt and we have an arch in our lower back, which can cause lower back pain. And not only that, a thing called distal cross syndrome. Now, it's known by a few other names as well, but that's when there becomes an imbalance in the strength of some of the muscles in the lower portion of the body, and that can cause muscles not to be used correctly and us to use other muscles incorrectly, placing a bit extra stress on them. So that can aid to things like hamstring tears and all that sort of stuff. Now, to get to the stretch, so we take a hockey ball, we're going to use that to help us get deep into the psoas muscle. Now, the psoas is located 2 inches to the side from the belly button, okay, towards the top of our hip bone here, the iliac crest, okay. So 2 inches pretty much across from the belly button, add a little bit of a down angle for that towards the hip. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit that ball there. Now, I'm not going to stay seated like this, I'm actually going to lay back down. What you'll see, and I'm going to use an aid first off. So I've got a heavy weight here, it's only 8 kilos or something, it's nice and easy, simple. And I'm going to sit that on top of the ball and allow that to add pressure into that psoas muscle, okay? Now, as you can see, I'm just shifting that ball around a little bit. That's to actually sort of massage and break up through that muscle. Now, the other way you can do it is you can leave the weight nice and still. I can raise my leg, lower it out to the side, and this is grating that muscle, or grating is probably not a good word, but running that muscle along that ball, helping aid in that sort of stretch. Now, if you don't have a weight, that is not an issue. We can still do this. What we do is we roll over, place that ball in the same spot, and I can lay down on it now. Okay? Just shifting my body around so that it gets into that muscle there. Now, once I'm here, nice and comfortable as you can be stretching this one out. It is quite a little bit painful if you haven't done it. But if I need to increase that stretch, I can just raise that leg off the ground. You may need to grab a strap or something that can aid in helping that. What that does is cause my hips to then tilt, pushing more force into that ball. Okay? So, I recommend doing this, start small because it can be quite painful. 1 minute each side is fine. Work your way up to about 2 minutes and, do your best to look after the psoas muscle, because I guarantee you it is one that can cause a lot of troubles in hockey players. But I guarantee you also that if you look after it, it will look after you. All right, check it out, give it a go. Remember, hockey ball psoas stretch, or just the hockey ball stretch. All right, bye. Sweet Caroline.